more conversations with my parents and just understanding their history. And I talk a lot about just generational trauma, right? And in my recent discoveries, like talking to my grandmother and how she was communicating how her mother, my great grandmother, didn't have the tools. And, you know, my grandmother recently shared with me, she was like, I don't know how I parented because I didn't know what I was doing. You know,
we find that quite a bit.
Right. Yeah, that's heavy. So going back to my parents, you know, just having more compassion for them to be like, dang, you know, you was like 22, 23 with one kid or 4 children. And, you know, we think back to when we were that age, like, what was we really doing? What did we really know?
For us, we were cooling. We got to go to college. We got to.
Yes, right. So, but anywho, just the whole inner child healing piece has just been, man, it's been heavy for me. And so recently and this is always a goal of mine, but I've been more intentional about seeking therapy because I'm like, the healer needs some healing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So how do you pour into yourself? Are there people around you who pour into you?
Yes. You know, I am grateful to have so many friends from different walks of life, and I know that that's not everybody's experience to have that support, but I have childhood church friends. I have women that I've met in my 20s, at least like 8 or 9 of them, you know, family, all types of folks, old colleagues, and you know what I mean, so many people that pour into me at different stages, different moments, whether it's a, hey UJ, I see you out here doing your thing, I love to see it, you know, or having those conversations, you know, more in depth, checking in on me. So yeah, that's so interesting, you know, where I felt like I lacked so much love from my parents, I received it in abundance outside of that space. So, like I said, I'm grateful.
Would you say you built that for yourself?
Yeah, you know, I would say both, you know what I mean? I've been a recipient and also a participant in, you know, building and maintaining these relationships.
Tell me
yeah, because you know everybody got a role in a relationship, you know what I mean? So like I said, there may have been times where I may not have been the best friend on the planet. Like I referenced my group of friends from my 20s, they'll tell me things now that I said like in the beginnings of our relationship, and I'm like, I said that? Just wild stuff. Just wildness.
And that discovery is a lot.
Yes.
That discovery is a lot.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang, homie, you still cool with me? Okay.
You still chose me.
You still chose me.
Okay.
So that's what I said. You know, I'm a recipient of, you know, unconditional love, but also being able to recognize like where my flaws are, where I need to pour into somebody else. So it's, you know, a two-way street essentially. So like I said, my participation, their participation maintains that relationship.